My wife had an affair for one night, I disappeared without a trace, cheating wife story. So there I was, just chilling at my desk, and bam. Memories of the last 30 years with my wife hit me like a ton of bricks, especially that wild honeymoon adventure we had. I was just sitting here, daydreaming about the absolute best times of my life. Like those epic days in Florida with Jocelyn. Seriously, what a blast. Thinking back on the trip just hits me right in the feels. Total nostalgia overload and a big ol' thank you to the universe. It was like a fairy tale come to life, and honestly, it's one of those memories I'll keep tucked away in my heart forever. Right from the get-go, it was like we ditched all our worries and waltzed into a chill zone of pure bliss. We wandered down Clearwater Beach, hand in hand, while the warm waves playfully tickled our toes. Talk about a beach day, right? The air was practically doing the cha-cha with Jasmine, wrapping us up in a cozy blanket of romance and chill vibes. Sure, the views were stunning, but let's be real? It was all about the epic moments we had together. Wandering through dense woods and tripping over secret waterfalls really made us realize just how awesome nature can be. As we stood there, soaking in the jaw-dropping power and beauty all around us, it was like we were totally vibing with the universe. You won't believe the jaw-dropping sunset views from our cozy little beachside cottage in Key West. It's like Mother Nature decided to throw a daily color party just for us. Every evening, the sky turned into a wild paint splatter of colors, and as we snuggled up, it was all about love and devotion. Like a rom-com without the cheesy soundtrack. The nights were straight up enchanting, kicking off with beachside dinners under a blanket of stars, feasting on fresh seafood and all the local goodies you could dream of. But let me tell you, Jocelyn's smile was like sunshine on a rainy day, making every single moment totally unforgettable. That trip? Oh, it was way more than just a vacation. It was a full-on love fest. We packed it with memories that are still doing the cha-cha in my heart. Just when I was deep in my daydreaming zone, my secretary swooped in like a superhero to snap me back to reality. She flashed a grin, spotting my cheerful vibe, and quipped, "Did you hit the jackpot or what?" I chuckled and told them that my wife has been on a sweetness spree lately, making me feel all warm and fuzzy in ways I haven't felt in ages. It was like we were on a second honeymoon, and for the first time in forever, I couldn't stop daydreaming about her. So, for the last 2 weeks, I've been dialing up Jocelyn like a lovesick teenager, just to bask in the glory of her voice. It's like I'm back in high school, and I can't get enough. I was totally cool with it, feeling on top of the world, and I just wanted to ride that wave forever. Jocelyn and I have been rocking this marriage thing for 3 decades now, but let's be real? Sometimes it feels like we're just going through the motions, you know? Recently, she's been all about the cuddles, wanting to snuggle up almost every night, and even resurrecting some of those quirky habits we had back in the day. It's like a nostalgia trip with a side of warmth. I didn't even bat an eye at this sudden wave of love, thinking it was just a lovely little upgrade to our connection. Buzzing with excitement, I bolted out of work early, ready to pull off the ultimate romantic surprise for her. I snagged 2 dozen roses, whipped up a sappy note, and picked up her go-to wine plus a box of those fancy chocolate-covered strawberries. Boom, romance level, expert. So, tonight was the night. I had this grand plan to spill my heart out and wow her with a surprise 7-day cruise I had secretly snagged for us. Talk about a romantic plot twist, right? Grinning like a kid in a candy store, I rolled into the garage, buzzing with excitement to see her. I huffed my way up the stairs to the kitchen, all set to find Jocelyn, but guess who was chilling at the table instead? Our daughter, Sharon. Surprise. I planted a smooch on her forehead and said, "Hey there, cutie. Where's your mom hiding?" So, just a couple of weeks ago, they totally had one of those deep, serious chats. You know the kind where you sit down and pretend to be all grown up? Yeah, that one. "Sharon, I am feeling a bit wobbly about this whole thing," Jocelyn spilled the beans. "I totally adore your dad, but I'm a bit freaked out that if we go ahead with this, it might break his heart." "Hey mom, Dawn? Sweat it. Dad totally loves you and LL get it," Sharon said with a wink. "You've totally had that moment where you think, I need something different, something way more exciting than what I've been dealing with. Dad might be aging like fine wine, but trust me, LL totally get where you're coming from and let you snag this one adventure. Sharon, there's no way I can face your dad and spill the beans about me dating another dude. Yikes. So, here's the deal." "No way, Jose," Jocelyn had declared. "All right, let me take the wheel here," Sharon chimed in. "So, Alex is rolling into the restaurant at 7 p.m., and you? LL be all set to bounce by 6 o'clock. Dawn? Be late, or you might miss the fun. When Dad rolls in, I'll be right here ready to spill all the juicy details. Get ready for the night you've been dreaming about. Sure, I said yes to the date, Jocelyn confessed, but now I'm totally having a freak-out moment. Something just doesn't sit right, does it? How on earth am I supposed to face your dad after I just said yes to going out with another dude? So, Sharon tossed out the idea that you could totally keep it a secret from him. In these next 2 weeks, go all out and show him just how much you adore him. Show him there's no need to stress. Once I break it down, he'll get that this isn't a love story. It's just about having a blast and making a new buddy. Give him a shout, remind him of the charming guy you fell head over heels for, and trust me, when I spill the beans about everything, he'll be ready to scoop you up like a lost puppy. Come on, Mom, you gotta believe me. Your dad's got your back and has always been your personal genie, granting your every wish. This is gonna be just like all the other times. Oh really? You think so, huh? Jocelyn was like, can I ask something? Totally unsure about it. Hey, you might just be onto something there. Hey, it's just one night, right? What could possibly go wrong? Hey, just to clear the air, I'm not bailing on your dad. Come on, having a little fun 30 years later? That's just a walk in the park, right? I'm gonna shower him with love every single night until the big day, and when I return, I'll pull out all the stops to make him the happiest dude on the planet. Jocelyn decided, all I gotta do is shower him with love and appreciation. Sharon told her mom, trust me, he's a total gem, and this experience is going to be one for the books. Alrighty then, time to dash home and whip up some grub for Adam. Hope he's ready for my culinary masterpiece. Thanks a bunch, darling. Give Adam a big ol' wave from me. So, when are you two planning to bless us with some adorable little munchkins? Sharon couldn't resist throwing a little shade. Coming right up? They already chatted about it, and re-gearing up to start trying in a few months? Sharon said, making her grand exit through the door. Jocelyn was hanging out solo in the art studio that Floyd whipped up for her in the backyard, gazing at her latest masterpiece like it was the Mona Lisa or something. Lately, her creative juices were on lockdown, all because the idea of being with another dude was like a heavy backpack she just couldn't shake off. The guilt was totally clogging her creative vibes, until she remembered what Sharon had said. Out of nowhere, her brush started dancing across the canvas like it was at a party, splashing vibrant colors and feelings everywhere. She was so chill about it, thinking she was totally nailing it, convinced that Floyd would eventually get it. Sitting there, deep in her own little world, she whispered to herself, sure, Floyd might throw a fit at first, but they got this magical power to make him see the light. I absolutely adore him. He's just the best husband and dad out there. I'm ready to be the ultimate wife and shower him with all the love and appreciation he deserves. So, on the very first night of my grand scheme to bring the sizzle back into our marriage, I threw on his absolute fave baby doll nightgown right after my shower. Talk about setting the mood. I put in some serious effort with my hair and makeup, and when Floyd strolled in, I was all decked out in heels and that nightgown, ready to whisk him off to the bedroom like a scene straight out of a rom-com. I totally caught him off guard with something we hadn't done in ages, and his grin was so big it could powered a small city. Warm fuzzies all around. Jocelyn, that homecoming was an absolute blast. Best one I've had in ages. What's the story behind this? Floyd asked, his eyes sparkling like he'd just found a hidden treasure. That night was like a cozy blanket fort of feelings, and for a hot second, I found myself wondering if I should hit pause on my plans with Alex. In the weeks that followed, Floyd was like a whole new dude. Happier, all lovey-dovey, and way more fun to be around. It was like we stumbled upon each other again, and I was grinning like a kid in a candy store, feeling happier than I had in ages. I even spilled the beans to Sharon about maybe giving my date with Alex a second thought. I have no clue, darling. Maybe this whole experience is just a big ol' waste of my time, huh? Your dad and I have reignited that old flame. Who knew we had it in us? Awesome, Mom. But maybe let's hit the pause button on that cancellation for now, okay? Let's see what kind of wild ride the next couple of weeks have in store for us. Have a blast together, and hey, if everything's still peachy, you can totally bail at the last second. Oh, I'm pretty sure Alex will totally get it. Hey, just a heads up. This chance might not swing by again, so don't snooze on it. Alright, fine, you got me. I'll admit it. Spill the beans about Alex, will ya? Hey, I get it, he's your buddy's pops and all, but can you jog my memory about what's going on with him? Absolutely, Sharon jumped right in. When his wife, Susan, got the unfortunate news about her brain tumor, Alex went all in, sticking by her side until the very end. After that, he turned into a hermit, wrestling with the blues and the whole forever alone vibe. He's been on a wild roller coaster of emotions when it comes to dating again. Like, seriously, how do you even start? It's like trying to find your way out of a maze without a map, all because Susan's been MIA from his life. As I tuned into Sharon's tale, it was like a light bulb went off in my head. Sharon chimed in, "I've got a little brainwave that could save the day for both of you. I spilled the beans about your big love for Dad and how you're itching to spark some fireworks in your relationship again. So, we chatted about hitting the dating scene, not for some sappy love story, but to see if we can kick off a friendship and maybe spice things up, all while you keep your dad in the picture. No need to ditch him." When he laid eyes on your pic, it was like someone flipped the switch on his smile. He grinned and asked, "So, do I actually stand a shot at taking her out?" I was like, "You betcha. Once Mom gets wind of you and lays eyes on that photo, there's no way she's passing up this chance." "So," he totally asked, "what's the deal with your dad? So, do you think he's cool with her hanging out with me, given that she's his wife and all?" So I said to him, "Listen up, Dad would move mountains just to keep Mom smiling. You two are like peanut butter and jelly? Perfect together. I really think you could be awesome pals right now. Just sit back and let me handle the rest. I've got this." So, Sharon's words were like glue in my brain, and the next day, guess who decided to ring me up? Yep, Alex. So, after a delightful little chinwag, he popped the question, "Wanna grab dinner and hang out for the evening?" His sweet talk about my photo had me feeling like a giddy schoolgirl again, complete with butterflies and all the feels. The idea of trying something new got me all pumped up, and we both jumped at the chance to meet up. Even though he was all like, "Let me scoop you up," I was like, "Nah, I'll just meet you at the restaurant." In the days that followed, our texts turned into a playful banter, and the excitement for our date was off the charts. As the night rolled in, my texts with Alex were definitely flunking any loyalty exam, but hey, I was riding the wave of excitement. I was totally stuck on the date, but Floyd's face just wouldn't quit photobombing my brain. But hey, I cranked up the energy dial for our nights together even more. Floyd was grinning like a Cheshire cat, while I was over here secretly wishing for a big ol' hug, dreaming of a connection that was off the charts. "Hey there, what's the scoop that brought you to my neck of the woods? So, where's your mom hanging out these days? Guess what? I'm whisking your mom away on a week-long adventure on the fabulous new yacht Serenity. Bon voyage. I can't wait to see her face light up when she gets the news. Keep it on the down low, alright? Let's keep it under wraps and make it a total surprise. Dad, we need to chat," she finally blurted out, a tear making a break for it down her cheek. Noticing the panic in my peepers, she practically pushed me into a chair, and I went along with it, gearing up for what I just knew was going to be a bummer of a revelation. "What's the dealio? Hey, is your mom doing alright? Just checking in." I blurted out, my heart doing the cha-cha in my chest. "So, Mom's doing okay, but listen up," Sharon started, her voice all shaky and dramatic. So, after a bit of a dramatic pause, she jumped back in with, "Dad, you know how much Mom is totally head over heels for you, right? She's been raving about how awesome things have been between you two lately." "Oh, absolutely. I'm totally on board with that love train. And that's the whole reason I'm diving into this crazy adventure." My stomach did a little flip as her tears started flowing like a broken faucet, and I just knew something awful was about to crash the party. "I'm really sorry, Daddy," she said, and those words crashed into me like a freight train. "But Mom, she went on a date." I just sat there, mouth agape, trying to wrap my head around what was said, but honestly, it felt like trying to solve a Rubik's Cube blindfolded. Her tears were flowing like a leaky faucet, while my brain was doing its best impression of a confused squirrel. And let me tell you, that anger was starting to simmer like a pot of spaghetti on the stove. "Hey Sharon, what's the scoop? Spill the beans. Hey, where's your mom hiding out these days?" I totally raised my voice and demanded it like I was auditioning for a drama series. She jumped a little at my tone, totally freaked out by how intense I was being. "Dad, come on, just hear me out," she begged. "Hey there. So, Mom's got a hot date tonight and won't be back until tomorrow. Don't worry, she still loves you? Just off having some fun. She was trying to spare your feelings, so she thought it best to keep it under wraps instead of dropping the bomb herself. It's only for one night, and she'll be back before you can say where's my snack? I blinked like a deer in headlights, my brain basically throwing a tantrum at the thought. Huh? What's going on here? This has got to be a prank, right? Your mom would never pull a stunt like this on me. Life's been a total joyride lately. I can? Even wrap my head around it. Hey Dad, I get it, it's a tough pill to swallow, but listen, after 3 decades of tying the knot, Mom's just craving a little spice in her life. Hey, it's just one night. Trust me, she'll totally appreciate you for being so chill about it. I just stood there, giving her my best confused look, like I was trying to decode an alien language or something. Sharon, what's the deal? Why are you in this mix? This is a little secret between your mom and yours truly. Hey, you really don't wanna be caught in the crossfire of this one. So, how did she manage to rope you into this mess? Hey Dad, you know Mom and I are basically besties, right? We chat about all sorts of stuff, Sharon said, her voice doing that awkward cracking thing. She spilled the beans to me that things have hit the brakes between you two, and she's feeling a bit left out in the cold. So, my buddy's dad was flying solo after losing his wife a few years back, and let me tell you, the guy was as lonely as a cat in a dog park. I figured they'd be a match made in heaven, so I played matchmaker and introduced them. I sprang out of my chair like a jack-in-the-box, sending it tumbling to the floor. Whoops. Wait, hold up. You actually played matchmaker for your mom and your buddy's dad? What kind of sitcom plot twist is this? Wait, is this for real? Wait, did you actually pull this off? Sharon practically shrank into the floor as I loomed over her, pacing around the room like a confused lion. Can you believe it? Hey, Sharon. Can you hit me back with an answer, pretty please? So, let me get this straight, my wife, your mom, is out on the town with your buddy's dad all because of you? What kind of soap opera are we living in here? Seriously? How could you pull this on me? I'm really sorry, Daddy, I swear, she said, her voice so quiet it was like a mouse trying to confess to a cat. Okay, I know it sounds a bit off when you say it like that, but trust me, I did it out of love. Like a big ol' love sandwich for both of you and for him. Ah, love. That delightful roller coaster of emotions that makes us feel all warm and fuzzy. Or sometimes like we just ate a whole jar of pickles. Got a soft spot for them, huh? Hey, what's the deal with me? Am I just a ghost in your life or what? Am I just some clown you can toss aside while you play Cupid? Hey, Sharon. Where's the lady at? Hey, where's your mom at? And what's the deal with her not being back until tomorrow? Spill the beans. Dad, they hit up a restaurant, but your guess is as good as mine, Sharon said, her voice all wobbly like a jello mold. Oh, you bet they. Having a sleepover. Who doesn't? Do you love a good late night hangout? Oh come on, it's just this one time, I promise. Pinky swear and all that jazz. Guess what? She's making her grand return tomorrow, and spoiler alert, you? The apple of her eye. For the past 2 weeks, all she can talk about is how crazy she is for you. I was just standing there, feeling like a shaken soda can of disbelief and anger ready to pop. So, here I was, thinking her affection was the real deal, but was it just a guilt trip in disguise? Hey Sharon, just a heads up, this is definitely not going to wrap up the way you or your mom are imagining. Trust me on that one. She was a waterfall of emotions, begging me like I was the last slice of pizza at a party. Oh, come on, Dad. It's not what you think. She never even faked it, did she? She's been pulling out all the stops to prove just how much you mean to her. Can't you just let her have this one night? Pretty please? Wow, 30 awesome years together. That's like a lifetime of inside jokes and shared snacks. She's totally head over heels for you and can? Do you even picture a world where you don't exist? That ship hit the high seas the second your mom decided to hop on the dating train with someone else. Who's this dude, anyway? He's the dad of my buddy Mary? He's super nice, and I bet you two would totally hit it off if you met? She said, playing the role of my personal chill pill. Oh, for real? So, you think we totally hit it off as besties, huh? How about we kick it together and I throw in your mom for weekend fun? Sound good? Hey, who knows? We might just end up as drinking pals while I sit back and watch him charm my wife. Sharon plopped down in her chair, watching her grand scheme go up in smoke right before her very eyes. Oops. She'd never witnessed my rage at this level, and let me tell you, my sarcasm was sharper than a chef's knife. After strutting around the room like a caged animal for a while, I finally managed to rein in my emotions a bit. "Hey, Sharon, lend me your ears for a sec, because I am about to drop some serious truth bombs, and trust me, they not exactly sunshine and rainbows. Please, do me a solid and skedaddle." "Alrighty then. I need some me time to wrap my head around the chaos you and your mom have stirred up in my life. Hey, do me a solid? No calls, no texts, and definitely no carrier pigeons trying to find me. Thanks a bunch." Guess what? You? Officially off the daughter roster. Surprise. You're totally off my holiday card list. Got it? Cool beans. Guess what? I am officially off the dad duty roster. No more dad jokes or embarrassing moments. I'm outta here. Oh, come on, Dad. Seriously, no way. So, Mom and I cooked up this genius plan for me to stick around, just so you wouldn't be flying solo. Please, Dawn? He kicked me to the curb. She wailed, her face doing a great impression of a sad potato in her hands. "Get out of here, Sharon," I said with all the warmth of an ice cube. "Your level of disrespect has me wondering if you ever really thought of me as your dad at all. You're basically a mini-you, no doubt about it. After all those years of blood, sweat, and tears to give you both a better life, this is the thank you I get? Really? Come on. Time to skedaddle." Well, it looks like I am officially a daughter-free zone now. With a waterfall of tears streaming down her face, she begged, "Dad, I love you. Keep that under wraps. Just hang tight for Mom's big reveal tomorrow. She's got all the answers, folks." Wow, 30 years of awesomeness together. That's like a lifetime supply of inside jokes and shared snacks. She might have one thing, or two, or a whole treasure chest full, but guess what? She'll never have me again, and that's the real kicker, right? Bitter much? Oh, you bet. Forgiveness? Yeah, that's a hard pass. Looks like everyone's gonna feel the heat, even that guy who whisked your mom away for a night on the town. Alright, skedaddle. She bolted out of the house, tears streaming down her face like a leaky faucet, feeling a pain that was totally off the charts. Ouch. She totally didn't see my reaction coming. As she bolted, it hit her like a ton of bricks. Maybe, just maybe, helping her mom with this plan wasn't the brightest idea after all. She thought I get it, but my rage was like a bouncer at a club. No hope allowed in here. The moment Sharon bounced, I hit up Jocelyn, but guess what? Straight to voicemail. Classic. I sent her a million messages, practically begging her to come back, but it was like shouting into a void. No response at all. So, by 2 a.m., it hit me like a ton of bricks. She was definitely not making a comeback tonight. Wiped out from all the feels, I plopped down and just stared at the TV like it was a portal to another dimension, even though I had no clue what was playing. So, I was reminiscing about our 30 years of wedded bliss, the day our little princess arrived, all those parties we threw, and now it feels like half of it was just fluff. What gives? Seriously, how could she pull this on me after all that time? Talk about a plot twist. Staring out the window, I spotted the art studio I whipped up for Jocelyn way back when? Like, 2 decades ago. Time flies, huh? It was her happy place, packed with her trophies, her masterpieces, and quirky sculptures that totally screamed artistic genius. And just like that, the rage came back with a vengeance. With a burst of determination, I leapt off the couch like it was a trampoline. So, for the next few hours, I turned into a one-person moving crew, making endless trips to her bedroom. I was scooping up all her stuff, shoes, dresses, jewelry, and chucking them into the studio like I was on some sort of treasure hunt. Spoiler alert, no treasure, just a lot of glittery chaos. I went ahead and rounded up all the photo albums, even the ones from our wedding, and stacked them like a little tower of memories. And just like that, it dawned on me. Her wedding dress, those adorable baby outfits, and all the mushy stuff hiding out in the attic. I dragged those bad boys down too, tossing them onto the ever-growing pile of chaos. When I finally wrapped things up, her stuff looked like it was auditioning for a reality show called Hoarders, the Extreme Edition. So, there I was at the crack of dawn, 5:30 a.m. to be exact, strutting out to the studio like I owned the place, with a canister of gasoline in hand. Because, nothing says good morning like a little fuel for creativity. So, I figured I'd give her until 6 o'clock to waltz back home, spill the beans, and maybe, just maybe, Salvage whatever's left of this mess. If she didn't show up by then, it would be a total dumpster fire. I spent the next few minutes playing financial hopscotch, waving goodbye to our joint accounts, and cramming some bags full of essentials. Adventure awaits. If she hadn't made her grand entrance by 6:00, I would been out of there faster than you can say. Where's the party? By 6:05, my hope was as gone as my trust in her. Poof, just like that. I doused my pile of stuff in the studio with gasoline, taking a quick breather to soak in the sheer ridiculousness of what I was doing. Taking a big old breath and feeling all the feels, I lit the match and watched the flames go wild, gobbling up everything Jocelyn loved like it was a buffet. The fire was like a party crasher, spreading faster than gossip at a family reunion, with its fiery orange glow practically waving hello from the street before I even stepped outside. As I drove off, it felt like a tidal wave of sadness crashed right into my heart. Ouch. I was a total mess, crying like a baby when it hit me. My marriage went up in smoke just like that studio. Talk about a double whammy. So, picture this, I totally didn't see it coming when the fire decided to take a little field trip from the studio to the back porch and throw a wild party there too. Luckily, the firefighters showed up faster than a pizza delivery on game night and managed to wrangle that fire before it could throw a house party. Still, the damage was no joke. The house was basically a smoke monster's playground, looking like it had just survived a barbecue gone wrong. Until some serious TLC happens, it's off limits for living. Feeling a bit rattled, I rolled into a motel about 90 miles down the road, tossed some cash on the counter to keep things on the down low, just in case the cops decided to play hide and seek with me. I was buzzing with adrenaline, wide awake and ready to conquer the world, until I finally crashed onto the bed after hitting the snooze button on my phone. Talk about a dramatic bedtime story. I crashed hard and didn't roll out of bed until the clock said noon the next day. Oops. So, I powered up my phone and bam. It was like a fireworks show of notifications. Missed calls and texts from Sharon, Jocelyn, and even the sheriff. Talk about a party I didn't RSVP to. So there she was, Jocelyn, strutting out of the Uber like she owned the place, ready to meet Alex at the reception desk. Cue the dramatic music. Feeling a mix of jitters and thrill, she caught him grinning at her sassy little black dress, those daring sheer tights, and the killer high heels. Talk about a confidence boost. His eyes were totally glued to her cleavage, especially with that sneaky peek of a black bra making a cameo appearance. Earlier that day, Jocelyn had practically turned the salon into her personal runway, spending hours perfecting her hair and makeup to look absolutely stunning. Tonight, she was on a mission to turn this one-time meetup into a memory that would stick like gum on your shoe. Watching Alex's face light up was like a shot of espresso for her confidence. She hit him with a soft kiss, and off they went to the bar, where his eyes were glued to her legs like a kid in a candy store. Jocelyn was hit with a wave of excitement, like a kid in a candy store, something she hadn't felt in ages. So, she decided to give her phone the silent treatment and soak up the evening without any pesky distractions. The sparks flying between them were totally off the charts. They were flirting like a couple of old pals, which was a refreshing change since she hadn't done that with Floyd in ages. Just as they were polishing off their second drink, the hostess popped in with the news that their table was ready. Time to waddle over to their seats. The chat was smoother than butter on a hot pancake, and Jocelyn was loving every second of it. When Alex popped the question about a cozy night together, Jocelyn couldn't resist the urge to kick off her heels and give his leg a little footsie action, just to keep things spicy. With a grin that could light up a room, he announced it was time to skedaddle. Arm in arm, they strolled over to his fancy hotel room that he totally reserved in advance. Smooth move, right? As the elevator chugged its way up to the 14th floor, Jocelyn felt the weight of reality smack her right in the face. For a hot second, Floyd popped into her brain like an unexpected party crasher. Feeling her waver, Alex swooped in and planted a kiss on her that could make the stars jealous. That kiss was like a magic eraser for all thoughts of her husband. Poof, gone. Tonight, she was totally Alex's. Like, no questions asked. As soon as he stepped into the room, he got straight to business, zipping down her dress and watching it make a dramatic exit to the floor. His touch was like a roller coaster for her spine. Whoosh, shiver, and hold on tight. The night dragged on like a slow-motion movie, oozing with all the feels and a sprinkle of romance. Jocelyn was totally swept away, just diving headfirst into the vibes and soaking it all in. So, later on, when Alex spilled the beans about his crush on her, she felt a little twinge of guilt but was like, "Nah, not today," and brushed it off. This night was all about those two lovebirds. They got busy again, a few times throughout the night and even squeezed in one more session in the morning. Jocelyn was on a wild ride like no other, feeling like a total champ for treating herself to this epic adventure. The next morning, with the sun shining like it was auditioning for a role in a rom-com, Alex pulled her in for a cozy hug. "Jocelyn, you're one in a million," he said with a warm smile. "Hey, how about we catch up again sometime? What do you say?" Jocelyn's heart was doing the cha-cha in her chest. "Alex," she kicked things off with a sweet touch, "last night was a blast and you? One heck of a guy." "Well, I'm hitched, so I can't go down that road again." "Just a little one-off adventure? Hey, just give it a little thought before you slam the door, alright?" Alex pleaded. "Your hubby doesn't seem to care one bit. If you keep this up, I'm pretty sure I can sprinkle some happiness your way." "Okay, I'll mull it over," Jocelyn whispered, planting one final, smoochy kiss on him. She had a blast hanging out with Alex, but deep down, her heart was doing the cha-cha for Floyd. Fingers crossed he could let her off the hook for her little escapade. So, after munching on some breakfast, Alex hopped in the car and zoomed Jocelyn back to her place. She finally powered up her phone after a night of silence and, whoa, it was like a missed call and text explosion. Talk about a social media hangover. When she saw Floyd's messages, it was like a tidal wave of guilt crashed over her. Yikes. She really put him through the ringer, and now it's time for her to face the music. As Alex cruised into her neighborhood, Jocelyn's heart did a nosedive when she saw fire trucks and police cars hanging out in front of her house like they were at a block party. Even though the front of the house looked perfectly fine, she was totally freaking out. What in the world just went down? "Hey Mom, where you at? Missing you over here." As soon as Jocelyn picked up, Sharon's voice burst through the phone like a confetti cannon at a party. "Hey there, I'm just about to roll into the driveway, my love." "Hey there. What's the scoop?" "So, guess what? The house decided to throw a little fire party." "Yikes. We've been dialing your number all night, but it looks like your phone decided to take a little nap." "Hey Mom, Dad's gone AWOL. He's gone MIA, and honestly, no one has a clue where he's hiding." Jocelyn's brain went into full-on freak-out mode. "I'll be home faster than you can say where's my snack? I'll ring you back in a jiffy." As Alex cruised down her street, Jocelyn spotted the firefighters hanging out by the house like they were waiting for a barbecue to start. She dashed over, feeling like a bunch of butterflies were having a dance party in her stomach. "Hey there, are you the lucky homeowner in charge here?" One of the firefighters raised an eyebrow as the nosy neighbors gawked at her rolling in with Alex, the mystery dude. "Yep, that's me, Jocelyn Harper," she said, her heart doing the cha-cha. "Hey there, Mrs. Harper. Good news? We pulled off a miracle and saved most of the house. Can I get a high five?" "So, the back porch took a hit, but guess what? I'll have to find a new hangout until we tackle that smoke mess. Sorry, no smoky vibes for now." "Well, it looks like the studio at the back has officially joined the great creative beyond. R.I.P., little buddy." Jocelyn's niece decided to throw a little party and buckle right out from under her, but lucky for her, Alex swooped in like a superhero and plopped her down on the curb just in time. "Did the studio just pull a disappearing act on us?" Jocelyn piped up, her voice shaking like a leaf in a windstorm. "Yep, that's a big ol' yes from me. Well, folks, it looks like all we've got left are some crispy leftovers, according to the firefighters. Oops. We're still playing detective over here trying to figure out what sparked the fire, but a cop wants to have a little chat with you." Jocelyn wobbled to her feet like a newborn giraffe and made her way to the back of the house, where she bumped into Sergeant Bennett, probably wondering what kind of circus was going on. "Hey Mrs. Harper, any clue what might have sparked that fiery fiasco?" He threw the question out there. "Nah," Jocelyn said with a bit of a whimper. "I was out and about last night, not chilling at home." "So, are you the lucky guy who put a ring on it?" The sergeant turned to Alex and asked, "Hey, what's the scoop?" "Nah, just a buddy," Alex shot back, his cheeks turning the color of a ripe tomato as the sergeant gave him that classic raised eyebrow look. "Hey, any idea where your hubby's at?" The sergeant was all up in our business. Jocelyn shrugged and said, "Nope, not a clue. I haven't chatted with him at all." "So, where were you last night?" The sergeant grilled, his voice getting all serious and stuff. "I was hanging out with Alex at the Hilton downtown, and let me tell you," she answered so quietly, you could practically hear the shame sneaking into her voice like a ninja in the night. She could practically hear the judgment dripping from the sergeant's eyes as she stood there, surrounded by the glorious mess that was her life. So, I just confessed to the detective that I didn't exactly have a sleepover with my husband, and guess what? Now he's gone missing too. Talk about a plot twist. The detective was just getting warmed up with the questions. Hey Mrs. Harper, so are you and your hubby on a little break or what? Any clue where he pulled a disappearing act last night? Nope, we're totally happily married, I insisted, even though those words sounded hilariously absurd right after I just admitted to crashing at another dude's place for the night. So, when you finally get a hold of him, do me a solid and pass along my contact info, the detective said, sliding me his card like it was a secret mission. A tidal wave of feels crashed over me. Anger and fear throwing a wild party in my head. I'm fuming over the total meltdown of my happy place. Everything I busted my butt for, now just a pile of ashes. Talk about a fiery betrayal. Worried about Floyd's temper tantrums and what that could spell for our happily ever after. I had to track him down and spill the beans about what's been going on. I gave Sharon a ring. Hey Sharon, any word from your pops? Nope, I haven't chatted with him since last night. Hey Mom, what happened to that plan of sticking around with him? Did you get distracted by shiny things or what? So, she totally got the boot and was disowned, and you could hear her voice cracking like an old record. Ouch. Those words gave me the heebie-jeebies. Whoa, Floyd just dropped a bombshell. Never heard him say anything like that before. If he actually disowned her, that's a whole new level of drama I didn't even see coming. As soon as I stepped into the house, it was like a smoke bomb went off. My nose was assaulted, and the walls looked like they had just survived a barbecue gone wrong. Our snug little nest turned into a total wreck, unlivable until we can work some magic with repairs. I strolled into the bedroom to snag some clothes, but when I swung open the closet, I was hit with a serious case of freeze frame. Yikes. All my stuff? Clothes, shoes, jewelry? Poof. Vanished into thin air. My heart was doing the cha-cha as I sprinted to my nightstand, but guess what? My wedding rings were playing hide and seek? And they were winning. Oh boy, here comes the panic train. If Floyd noticed those rings were MIA, he probably thought the apocalypse was upon us. I turned my place upside down, hunting for any trace of my stuff, but it was like they vanished into thin air. A gut-wrenching light bulb moment smacked me in the face. He had totally wrecked everything. I dashed to the studio, crossing my fingers and toes that maybe, just maybe, some of my stuff had pulled through the chaos. Amidst the chaos, I stumbled upon some photo frames and bits of clothing. Talk about a treasure hunt gone wrong. It was obvious Floyd had gone full-on wrecking ball, completely smashing everything and booting me out of his life in one epic, heart-crushing move. With my eyes all puffy and my heart in my throat, I dialed up Sharon for round 2, spilling the beans on my latest drama. I was totally lost, like a puppy in a big, confusing park. So, Alex was all like, hey, crash at my place. But honestly, I just wasn't in the mood to hang out with him. Nope, not today. I just needed some me time, you know? Alone time, like a hermit with a Netflix subscription. I just blurted out, I've lost your dad. While I was practically drowning the phone in my tears. Mom, please don't go there? Sharon begged, rolling her eyes like a pro. Your dad totally loves you, no doubt about it. He went full-on pyromaniac, Sharon. My clothes? Toast. My paintings? Ashes. The studio? Yeah, it's now a bonfire site. Everything? Just poof, gone. I messed him up, and honestly, I can't even be mad about it. What I pulled off is totally beyond redemption. I really should have just had a chat with him instead of wasting my time on that date. Hey Mom, cut yourself some slack. Feel free to crash at our place until the house gets its makeover. Dawn? Worry, I'll hook you up with some fresh threads and get you all comfy tonight? Sharon chimed in. So there I was, bemoaning the loss of 2 decades of hard work, like a soap opera star in the middle of a dramatic scene, with tears streaming down my face and a couple of nosy neighbors giving me the side eye as they strolled by. Out of nowhere, my phone decided to chime in like it was the star of the show. Guess who it was? Yep, you got it? Floyd. Struggling for air, I managed to squeak out a response. Hey, Floyd. What's up? Is that really you, or am I just seeing things? Hey there, Jocelyn. Hey Floyd, buddy. Where you hiding at? Hey, get your butt back home. We gotta chat, I pleaded like a puppy with big eyes. Nah, Jocelyn. They got the scoop on everything, including your daughter? Yep, yours, not mine. Consider yourselves officially off my holiday card list. Well, this could be our grand finale chat. Oh come on, Floyd, Dawn? Go there. I am totally head over heels for you. The studio? Poof. It's vanished into thin air. Hey, did you pull this off? Hey Jocelyn, guess who? Taking the blame here? Spoiler alert, it's not me. Okay, so I might not have been the one with the match, but your backstabbing skills really turned everything into ashes, did they? When I spotted those wedding rings just chilling there, it hit me. They officially tied the knot with someone else. Congrats, but you? Dead to me now. What you pulled is totally off the charts. Unforgivable, my friend. Oh come on, Floyd, not this again. Can you believe it? We've been rocking this whole together thing for 30 amazing years. Time flies when you're having fun, right? Hey, can we just chat and sort this out? Pretty please? Oh come on, Jocelyn. You totally had a plot twist up your sleeve to stab me in the back, didn't you? So, you thought 2 weeks of love would wipe the slate clean, huh? And then you went and pulled a fast one with our kid as your accomplice. Classic move. No chance I'm letting that backstabbing slide, not a chance. Hey Floyd, seriously, Dawn? Go there. I totally adore you. I begged and pleaded like a puppy wanting a treat. Well, folks, that's a wrap. Hit up my lawyer if you need anything else. See you later, Jocelyn. Hold up, Floyd. Floyd, my dude. Hey there, Floyd. I let out a full-on opera performance into the phone, but guess what? He had already pulled a Houdini on me. I flopped onto the ground like a deflated balloon, feeling like someone just yanked my whole universe away. Oof. Sharon showed up right when I was about to dial Floyd again, tears flowing like a leaky faucet as we hugged it out, grieving the loss of all our precious stuff. We couldn't stick around the disaster zone that was our home, so we made a beeline for Sharon's place. So, we roll up, and Sharon spills the beans to her hubby, Mike, like it's the hottest gossip in town. He was totally freaked out by what he heard. Wait a minute, Sharon. You set your mom up on a date with some other dude? What's going on here? So, you totally figured your dad would be flying solo, huh? What were you thinking? Seriously, how could you do that to him? He was a solid dude, and you just went and broke him into a million pieces. Whoa, talk about a plot twist. I'm totally bummed out over here. Alright, let's have a little chinwag about us, shall we? I'm hitting the pause button on the baby-making train until I can figure out where your values are hanging out, because right now, not in my neighborhood. Sharon was totally caught off guard by Mike's rage explosion. She totally didn't see that reaction coming from him. Yike. But let's be real, she totally got that the real drama wasn't just about what was coming next for them. Nope, it was all about her parents' marriage going belly up, her dad pulling a Houdini, and her mom's happiness being in pieces like a jigsaw puzzle missing half the pieces. So, picture this, everything went totally haywire all because of one wild night. Classic, right? 5 days later, Floyd strolled back to the house to check out the mess. He decided to skip the insurance claim dance to dodge any extra expenses. Smart move, right? He hit up his lawyer, making it super clear that the house was his and definitely not on the settlement menu. Jocelyn snagging half of their savings, but child support? Nope, not on the menu. So, when Floyd strolled back home, a neighbor who was tied with Sharon from school gave her a ring, and she zoomed over to the house like it was a fire drill. There he was, just hanging out in the bedroom, playing detective with the wreckage. Classic move. She sprinted over and wrapped her arms around him like he was a giant teddy bear in a clearance sale. Hey Dad, my bad. Totally sorry about that. Hey, cut us some slack, will ya? We totally adore you. Hey Sharon, remember that little chat we had about not talking? Yeah, let's stick to that, shall we? Sorry, but forgiveness is off the table for both of you. Nope, not happening. Nope, you gotta let me off the hook here. Guess what? I'm your kiddo. You totally adore me. I've lost my little girl and gained a heartbreaker instead. Thanks, life. Alright, peace out. Catch you later. Hey Dad, Mom's calling for you. Time to save the day. She's having a real rough time, poor thing. She's missing you like crazy. Hey, why not swing by and have a chat with her? It'll be fun. I'm done with her for good. Our marriage hit the skids the second she went on that date and ditched her wedding rings. Talk about a red flag, right? Feel free to reach out to me via my lawyer. Because who doesn't? Love a little legal drama, right? Are you seriously about to throw away 30 years of marriage like it's yesterday's leftovers? Sharon piped up, her voice shaking like a leaf in a windstorm. Nope, your mom pulled the plug when she decided to pick another dude over yours truly. You two totally wrecked my happiness, and trust me, I am not about to let that slide or just brush it off. Time to skedaddle, Floyd said with a frosty glare. Sharon stormed out, tears streaming down her face, totally crushed by her dad's words. Ouch. She totally got that those scars were like the permanent party crashers of her life. No amount of time could kick them out. The very next day, Jocelyn found herself staring at a lovely set of divorce papers. Surprise, surprise. She was hit with a wave of reality, finally figuring out that her marriage was toast thanks to her little escapades on the side. She pulled out all the stops. Therapy sessions, heartfelt pleas, and even a few dramatic monologues. But Floyd? He was as chatty as a rock. So, Mike finally decided to give Floyd a ring and say sorry for Sharon crashing the affair party. Well, the cat's out of the bag now. Mike hit the pause button on the whole kiddo plan with Sharon. Now he's scratching his head, wondering if she's really got his back and what her values even are. Talk about a plot twist. They decided to hit up couples counseling, hoping to patch things up in their marriage before it turned into a reality show disaster. Jocelyn was dreaming of moving back into their fancy new digs, but guess what? The divorce decree handed the keys over to Floyd. Talk about a plot twist. She snagged half of their savings and a cool $3,000 a month in alimony for a whole decade. Cha-ching. But Floyd was totally not planning on coughing up any cash. Jocelyn suddenly found herself on the job hunt after a 3-decade vacation from the working world. Talk about a plot twist. She packed her bags and ditched Sharon's place for a cozy little one-room flat right in the heart of the city, snagging a gig at a tiny art gallery to keep the cash flowing. Her cozy little life. Poof. Gone, just like that marriage she thought would last forever. Just one wild night of fun. Sharon took a nosedive into the blues after her folks decided to call it quits on their marriage. She was on a mission to find some peace in therapy, hoping to patch up her not-so-happily ever-after marriage. Fast forward a few months, and voila, the house was looking spiffy again, while Floyd kept up with those court-mandated payments like a champ. Out of nowhere, he decided to toss the house onto the market like it was yesterday's pizza. After the sale, Jocelyn dashed over to him, all heart in hand, hoping for a little love and a big ol' I'm sorry. So, there she was, giving the doorbell a good old ring-a-ding, and who answers? A young couple, all smiles and probably wondering who's interrupting their Netflix binge. "Hey there. What can we do for you today?" the lady inquired. "Hey there. I'm on the hunt for Floyd Harper. Anyone seen him around? Is he around or what?" "Oh, you? Talking about that friendly dude who sold us the house, right?" "Nah, he said he's off to another country for a brand new adventure. He was like a walking hug, just overflowing with kindness." "Hey there, are you Jocelyn, or am I just talking to a really cool stranger?" "Yep, that's me," Jocelyn said, her voice shaking like a leaf in a windstorm. "Guess what? He dropped off an envelope just for you. He told me to hand this over to you if you ever popped in." "Thanks a bunch," Jocelyn mumbled, feeling like her heart just took a nosedive. "Welcome to your new digs. Hope you love it as much as we love pizza on a Friday night." Jocelyn was parked in her car, a waterfall of tears rolling down her cheeks, hit with the gut-wrenching realization that Floyd was officially off the radar for good. The love she tossed aside like yesterday's leftovers? Yeah, that's officially outta here. Back in her cozy little apartment, she plopped down on her bed, hands all jittery as she ripped open the letter like it was a surprise package from a game show. Jocelyn, hitting the big 3-0 and still rocking it like a superstar. I'll always hold on to the awesome times we had together. You were my one and only, and boy, do I wish I could have been the husband you deserved. Major bummer, right? If I'd known you were craving more, I would gone full-on superhero and move some mountains for you. Well, you decided to take the solo route, and here we are? Our marriage wrapping up just like that, solo style. Those 2 glorious weeks before you pulled the old switcheroo on me. I was totally convinced you were back in the love game with me. Those were the absolute best weeks of our whole marriage. Like, we were practically floating on cloud 9. Finding out from Sharon that you were just using those days to keep me in the dark? Ouch, that hit harder than a surprise pie to the face. So, that night, I strutted home like a peacock, ready to wow you with 2 dozen roses, your go-to chocolates, and a fancy bottle of wine. Surprise, surprise. This city is officially on my last nerve, and I am ready to peace out. They ditched my old job and kicked off a brand new adventure in a whole new country. Hey, save your energy? I'm not hiding, just MIA. I'm totally done chatting with you and our kiddo. Peace out. Well, folks, this chapter is officially closed, and I'm flipping the page to a brand new adventure. Sans both of you. Cheers to fresh starts. Sure, it might take me a hot minute to bounce back from the mess you made, but guess what? I'll totally get there, just not with you in the picture. I really hope that night was worth all the craziness we shared. They got a hunch it was. Looks like you and Sharon are about to have a chat-a-thon. Wishing you a fabulous life. And hey, do me a favor? Just pretend I am a distant memory, because they already hit the forget button on you. Floyd. Jocelyn was convinced she had run dry on tears, but after diving into Floyd's letter, the floodgates opened and she was a waterfall of emotions. She snuggled up on the bed, drowning in a sea of regret and sadness that had crashed in, wiping out all the excitement and fun memories from her night with Alex. At 52 and flying solo, she was staring down the barrel of a future that looked about as bright as a black hole. One night of being a total diva had her losing it all. So, there was Floyd, having a heart-to-heart with Alex in the dead of night, right before he jetted off to Costa Rica. Classic move, right? Floyd barged in like he owned the place, popping up at Alex's door without so much as a knock. Hey there. I'm Floyd Harper, the lucky guy who gets to call Jocelyn his wife. You totally swiped her right out of my life. Alex gave it a shot, but Floyd was totally not having it? Excuses? Nah, thanks. The frustration and hurt he'd been bottling up for weeks finally burst out like a shaken soda can. In just a few minutes, Floyd swung the crowbar like he was auditioning for a superhero movie, leaving Alex looking like he'd just lost a fight with a pie. Broken and bruised. As Floyd strolled off, he tossed out a little gem. Trust me, buddy, playing with a married woman is like juggling chainsaws. Definitely not good for your health. So, by the time Alex waltzed into the ER to spill the beans about the whole assault drama, Floyd was already jet-setting off to Costa Rica, totally out of the U.S. law's grasp. Classic, right? Floyd was living the dream, no extradition for those assault charges. Free as a bird. Alex was in the hospital longer than a reality TV show marathon and then had to endure months of physical therapy, getting used to his new normal. Talk about a plot twist. His bionic knees and the 25 stitches decorating his face were like trophies from that unforgettable night with a married lady. Talk about a wild story to tell at parties. When Jocelyn and Sharon caught wind of Alex's assault, they were totally crushed. Like, seriously, their hearts just plummeted. Oh man, the guilt of knowing they were the ones who made Floyd's life a living nightmare just made their pain hit even harder. Oops. They figured out a bit too late that their choices had some serious ripple effects. Their totally misguided idea that giving Jocelyn just one night would keep the family blissfully intact had blown everything to smithereens. For Sharon, losing her dad's love was like trying to eat soup with a fork. Just plain impossible and totally heartbreaking. So, Mike, her hubby, was ready to throw in a towel on their marriage because of her little escapade, but guess what? A bit of therapy worked wonders and helped her sort through her mess. She promised to be loyal, and after 2 long years of showing her dedication, Mike finally caved and said, "All right, let's make a family." So, Floyd decided to ghost Sharon completely. Poof. No more chats, no more texts, just radio silence. She totally cut the ties between them, and now his heart was like a no-entry zone for her. Well, Jocelyn's picture-perfect dreams of a blissful future with Floyd and their grandkids just went up in smoke. She had to keep grinding just to keep the lights on. Say goodbye to the good life of luxury and comfort. Now it's all about cozying up in a tiny apartment and working at a local art gallery. Who needs a penthouse when they got a killer view of the neighbor's laundry, right? The love she used to know was like a long-lost sock in the dryer? Totally MIA. Now, her days are just a parade of loneliness and a side of regret. Yum. 6 months after that wild night, Floyd was chilling on a beach in Costa Rica, cracking open a cold one outside his new pad. He took a moment to think about all the chaos that had gone down and had a light bulb moment. Divorce is just part of the ride, folks. Hey, sometimes folks just drift apart, and you know what? That's totally cool. Time to move on and embrace the next chapter. Sticking around in a relationship where you're not treated like the treasure you are? Yeah, that's a hard pass. Well, This is one reality he won't be revisiting anytime soon.